Welcome to Atheon Analytics Tutorials. In this video we're going to be looking at how to use variables in Omniscope for what-if scenario planning, and this video follows on from the video on formulae. So to start with, we're in our familiar view of the data in a table view, and in this particular set of data we're looking at the value of some shares. So we have our shares listed on the left hand side, we have a column showing us the number of shares that we own and a column showing us the current share price in dollars. So we have a calculated field here, multiplying the number of shares by the price and giving us the current value in dollars. However, I'd also like to work out the value in pounds. So the way we've learned to do that previously using formulae, I would go to my value in pounds column, right click it and change to formula field. And in this case I'm going to do a very simple formula, which is my current value in dollars divided by, and I'm going to use an exchange rate of 1.5. So fairly straightforward so far. However, there may be scenarios where exchange rates are quite volatile and prone to fluctuation, and rather than recalculate the formula every time we want to take account of that fluctuation, we might just want to have a variable or a sliding bar which allows us to set the exchange rate and automatically update that formula. So first thing we need to do is add a variable to our data, and we do this by going to the formulas button at the top of the table and selecting add or edit variables. So I'm going to add a new variable. There's a number of different types, but in this case I'll be using a decimal slider, and I'm going to call it exchange rate. Now, given that this is dollars and pounds, I'm going to set the minimum to 1 and the maximum to 2, and I'll set the initial default to 1.5. So what this has now done is added a sliding bar up on the right hand side at the top of my screen, and this is telling me it's called exchange rate, and we can see that I can move this sliding bar back and forth. So now what I need to do is reference this variable in my formula. So if I go back to my formula by right clicking the column heading and edit formula, rather than use this fixed value of 1.5, I'm going to get rid of that and use the button which says insert variable and insert my exchange rate variable. So the formula is now being based on the exchange rate which I've set up here using the sliding bar rather than a fixed amount. So what that means is if the exchange rate moves and I move my sliding bar, we can see the numbers are updating as I'm moving that sliding bar. So there's two ways of doing this. You can either, as I'm doing, drag the bar, or you can actually overtype the value in the box. In a similar way, I want to also calculate what the value of my shares are going to be in 12 months time based on a prediction of what the stock market will do. So first of all I'm going to add another variable, and this time I'll call it stock market rise, and I'll set it at 0.5 to 1.5. And we can see now it's also added another variable over on the right hand side. So in my final column in the data, I'm going to put a formula in which shows the current value in pounds multiplied by the variable called stock market rise. So here I've set it to no rise at all, but now again if I start moving the sliding bar and predict say a 20% rise, we can now see that the value in 12 months time has changed. If I add a view, add a bar chart to see the same data, we can see that the bar chart behaves in exactly the same way. As I move my sliding variable bar, we'll see the bars update just as the table is. So now we've built a model which allows us to run a number of scenarios. Firstly, what happens if the exchange rates fluctuate, and secondly, what happens if the stock market fluctuates next year. You can see a great example of this if you go to the front page of Omniscope 2.6, just open the application. In the demos section there are a number of demonstration files, and if you click the drop down menu you'll see a list of them. If you go to the consultant report, and when the model opens, choose the report called economic model. And this report is designed to show us production costs for a manufacturer called the Cajun Sugar Company here in orange compared to its competitors around the world. And there are a number of variables built into here which you can use, and you can change a number of scenarios, such as what if the oil price changes, or the cost of labour changes, and perhaps even the price of materials. So you can see very quickly you can run multiple scenarios on your data, and if you want to investigate how these formulae work in more detail, right click any of the blue column headings in the table at the bottom, which are our formula fields, and choose the option Edit Formula, and you can have a look at the formula in more detail. All of these tools and techniques are taught on the Atheon Introduction to Omniscope training course. If you'd like more information about that, please contact us at info@atheon.co.uk or give us a call on 08444 145 501.